I'm in a smart mine, lost mine, Eganville. So somebody went to town on this area, which is a little bit on to the side from the original workings. And as you can see, somebody went really crazy. Unfortunately, this is not rock hounding. This is more like a strip mining. There's such a beautiful crystals here, just to see, because they almost impossible to be removed. Kind of like this, except 10 times bigger. But somebody just smashed it. Obviously the crystals probably got smashed too. It was very pretty to look at, but no more. I don't think somebody has any crystals saved from that hard rock. You basically see, that's the crystals. If you just smash it with the slash hammers, which they did, this is all shatters. So any other lock hounds would just go into the hole and get what's gravity took it, deposited down, but somebody is very greedy and nothing to look at it anymore. It just looks like smashed concrete. Too bad. It was just so pretty, but no more. And how much stuff can you just take home? Like, and why? There's nothing left. Pickup trucks full of crushed rock. Anyway, I did find some nice stuff from different hole area. That's my bucket there. I'll show you later when I clean up. As always, as I was walking back to my truck, I just wandered through the forest, and sure enough I found one of those exploratory trenches, which I knew about for a long time. But what is interesting, see, this all apatites here and here. What is interesting, that water table this summer is super low, so every one of those trenches, they were filled with water, at least foot, muddy and so on. Now they accessible, and like I said, there's many of them. They probably tried it here. The crystals were too small, but pretty much every shovel full is full of apatites. They kind of are broken because this is just the beginning, just the surface. Just I removed the leaves, and you can see the mineralization on the wall, and everything is crushed and free. So I'm hoping deeper there's going to be longer pieces. Yes, so this is becoming very intriguing because the bottom of it became a very spongy rock, which gives very easily. It's very porous. That means that water would disappear to the bottom anyway, and rock becomes, this is all the apatites, and rock becomes you can see this is like very crude. They're in the process of being decomposed, I guess. 1, 2, 3 uglies can be apatites, but this is the mass of apatite that probably miners would use for the fertilizer, 200 years ago, because that's potassium based material, potash kind of. So the ones on the wall, they fell off the wall, and they're in some kind of better shape because they're not long, because the wall doesn't allow them to grow long. Obviously calcite is gone, and I mean there is some of it. This is another nice corner which I can work on later, but you can see the size of it was apatite is here. So I'm gonna spend some time to dig a little deeper and see what's under the spongy rock. Maybe on the bottom they're gonna be nice and good ones. but this is really surprising and very easy picking. Oops, just on the way out to my truck. They're not the best. There's no feldspars too. They need to be clean. They all terminated on one, at least on top. A couple of twins, longer ones, and so on. Anyway, I'm very happy. Even the screwed one, I really like the way it's kind of formed. I think the calcite is gone, and the mother rock is still holding to their babies. I usually don't do those videos while you're digging, but I think this one is so full of stuff that it's maybe worth showing. I mean, this whole seam is going to be full of apatite. And stuff inside is really, I have such a dirty hands. What's there? A bear. All kinds of stuff. This fell off the roof. That big one. Well, nobody was digging here because this was all flooded. But looks like water just did it. Oh, this looks like a nice cluster. I get to it in a minute. It's hard to do it taping and digging, so I'll show you later. So that's the damage I caused to this forest. It's a really nice place to live when you look at it, nice and neat. So that's the pile of stuff that I'm not taking. Lots of apatite in there, and that's a little stash in my backpack. Under that ledge, unbelievable crystals on the wall. We're gonna leave this for somebody who has means to remove them, or not. But this place is full of those trenches all around the forest, just like even one here. All you have to do is pay attention and start new one. The water is low this year. This is July 27, and the forest is dry. I saw somebody left cigarette butt. That's so crazy. Anyway, behave out there, and happy rock hounding. See you later. Smart mind. Snack time. Sunset? Check. Pepsi? Check. Deer flies? Check. Terrible deer flies. Great place to be though. That's where we're gonna go and see what's going on before I leave. I had an idea to stay overnight somewhere, maybe here, but I really exhausted that trench. I mean, how much stuff can you bring? I leave it for Jeff and me minor and others. Gymborees in a week, so people are gonna be here. Tomorrow, another project. I think we're gonna go to that's a surprise, I tell you, in the next episode. These are the finds of Smart Mine area. The trench that I found contained mostly of three groups of minerals: feldspars, apatites, and a little bit of combos with Titanite. What you can find on surface picking in that area are those feldspars. I picked this one up because it's all around terminated, all this cluster. It was just initially cleaned with water and some scrubbing. This one is interesting because it has a little titanite stuck in. Looks like feldspar grew around it. Again, they're very crude. This area, that trench, looked like somebody poured buckets of acid on what was growing there or was still developing. This is titanite that is trying to survive unsalted of some chemicals, but the luster is original. That's really cool. This titanite is actually attached to big lump of ugly as can be apatite. That would be probably great material for fertilizer. The good red ones are in the trenches that have white calcite. This is not the trench I was digging in, and like I showed you in the video, the white calcite trench is basically destroyed by some slash hammer of some very angry people. These apatites I picked up only because they are interesting in a shape form. Color is ugly, as you can see. Some of them looks almost albino, but the one here I want to talk about a little bit is this one. It's a breakage of a bigger apatite, but if you look inside on the walls, it looks like starting to again create layers of mineralization and building those little pyramids. It's almost like a healing process, which often can be observed when you rock hounding. Sometimes crystals are broken almost like in half horizontally, and then that break fills up with the same material as original crystal is. And also, I think accidentally in a lump of mud I found this little bit of again same color as everything else. What's the name of it? Crystal of will come back to me. Anyway, the colors are very similar in all three groups of minerals except titanite. That's surface picking, that's not digging, and that trench you saw was only, I dug only maybe a foot deep in. I'm sure there's better stuff at the bottom of it. And that mineral I'm thinking of is zircon, right here in the center. Again, very crude. So that's what you can find there. Nothing to be too spectacular, but if you're looking for shape, that's very good spot to dig around a little bit.